and welcome back to MLG ProScrims. I'm Mr. Arx, joined by Doc Curry from Australia. At his lunch break, he's taking the time out to cast this great match between Curse Las Vegas and FeaR, and right now, FeaR is one map away from winning this ProScrim.
It is going to be a blitz on Warhawk, and I just got to note, the previous blitz that we saw was an absolute thrashing from the FeaR team. They scored over 20 points. Dido dropped a 3 KD. He was on something like 35, ridiculous amount. And then you had Moho, who ran in over 10 captures, 4 of them in 1 life. So right now, they are the team to watch. But as I say that, that's a 3 down for them. So Curse, this is the start they needed to try and get something back in their favor. As look at Killer, he's going to jump off the semi-trailer and nearly get the cap there. That would have been a phenomenal start for Curse if he got that cap.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge plays from FeaR. I mean, the kill feed was pretty much dominated by Curse Las Vegas for a lot of the time there, and then you see FeaR play great defense, killing 3 on their goal, and it was all up to Nameless, the last player from Curse, pushed up. So now Curse is going to be a little bit on the defensive against this FeaR lineup.
Hopefully FeaR can really, I feel like if they get some aggressive plays going on, they get some control, they're going to walk away with this one, as they just got the first point of the game there. Now, I'm not sure what Miracles is going for. He really loves that Panic Knife and that Vector. He's been doing it time and time again. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Of course, the knifing in this game is so much better than it was in Black Ops 2. I'm sure you'd agree with me on that one. So lots of players would like to favor it. But look at Miracles. He's situated right now in that bar area, pushing towards it. He's crouch walking. He doesn't want to give away his location. And if he can get a point on the board and tie up this series, we're going to be extremely even. I'm really loving how Curse are playing this because they're not letting FeaR get that upper hand.
Yeah, I mean, but you see FeaR is actually able to put up 2 points already. Right now, I think that the Curse Las Vegas team just needs to put a little more pressure. I think the way you see teams win blitz consistently is just by applying constant pressure and just pushing you further and further back into your spawn. And right now, I mean, Curse is spawning up. They're not really met by anybody, and they're letting FeaR just push up and take most of the map.
I'm finally seeing the Curse team have a defensive AR play. This is the first time I've seen it this whole series long, as they just, all 3 of them get shut down, all out to Parasite. Who gets shut down there? And that is going to be the perfect opportunity that FeaR needed to set up a relay. But the thing I want to note is that the FeaR team haven't been, that defensive player hasn't been implemented into their structure. Of course, FeaR, Dido, he's only the one sitting back with the AR, picking up the long-range kills. And only now are we starting to see the Curse team do it. Of course, that was Nameless, who's previously sitting back and trying to pick up those long-range engagements. So it might be a little bit too late for them, as Curse, they're slowly walking away as this one, and it's only been 3 minutes, 4 caps to their name, and they got to watch out, the Curse team, or else they're going to have a repeat of what we saw in the Octane Blitz game. Yeah,
absolutely, I agree. And I mean, right there, you actually saw Miracles. He pulled out an AR for a little bit. He's going to switch back to his sub. Right here is the kind of plays I'm talking about. They're just going to let FeaR just kind of spot them and then move up the map and make a nice game plan. But it does seem actually one player from Curse is able to get a score, so that is a very good thing. Formal almost got another cap, gets taken out on the base by Parasite. Now they just need to push up and take more of the map back instead of sitting further in their base.
It's going to be Killer, the man to watch right now. He's the only one pushed up aggressively for the Curse team. He picked up 1 kill. And I'm just going to bring something up. Last time we casted over the Blitz Warhawk, we had a little conversation about, teams and slaying power and whether or not you agree they should be going for a lot of slaying kills or really push the objective. And something we did note was the player Clayster, of course. He's been in the headlines recently, a lot of team changes, but how he really does slay on this map. And that's something which I see time and time again thrown up by these 2 teams, whether or not they go for the slaying power and try to get the caps, or they try to be really sneaky about it and just try and, run them in without letting know their location or getting kills at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, I agree. It's determined. I think what's interesting about this game is that it's dominated mostly by submachine gun players. Everybody on this game wants to be a sub, but that what makes your one AR player have to be extremely good. And I mean, when you have an AR player like Dido, you'll be able to compete with anybody.
Oh yeah, anyone. Dido is just, he's the man to watch. You said he's so underrated, and I cannot. Big things are going to come from this guy. Dropping a 40 bomb against Curse. Like, who does that? Who can actually say they've done that? Look at that, a 2-piece by him right there, and that is going to set up the FeaR team very nicely to try to get a cap going. But look at this. Ooh, Curse, they're on the base right now. They just got one in. Now, Miracles was set up for the relay, but he gets shut down. So Curse, they're still showing some life. They're not letting FeaR get the better of them, and they're still getting some important kills and important captures. So it's only a 2-point lead. It's not great, but it's not bad either. Of course, all FeaR really got to do is try and maybe get a 2-point lead and try and make, you know, a much bigger lead. But if you're in the situation the Curse are in right now, down by 2 and in a little bit of a sticky situation, how do you think they should play this next round?
You know, I think Curse really just needs to keep they need to really just pick up the pressure, but I think you're also going to see FeaR. I mean, FeaR cannot just let up on the gas. They need to just keep pushing further towards those goals. You know, this half, I definitely want to go on board with FeaR. You know, they're a good half away from winning this pro scrim, and, you know, they're going to need to keep up that same pace. If they try and, you know, turtle in their base, we saw it all the time on CTF. When you turtle in your base, nothing good ever happens. You know, I really like the start. I'm on with board of Formal, and I really like the fact that he's going to push up into this garage. He knows a player is in his gate. And, you know, right now they really just need to pick up kills, but it looks like Formal's actually going to try and sneak by. Is this player still in gate? No, he is gone somewhere else. He definitely flooded the mid street, and that's probably where he went. He scored a goal. And, you know,
ooh, look at Formal. I like the way he's doing that. This is back to the little note that I said about, you know, whether or not you want to be a slayer or, you know, a bit sneaky. And Formal's been a bit sneaky then. You saw actually how close he got to that capture point, which is really interesting to note. So maybe they might, you know, try to get some more cheeky caps. If they can get at least 2 on the board and get a 3-point lead, I could just see them going absolutely out for it and going for those slaying power. But they really got to try and get some middle map presence right now, because Moho, the only one on the right side of the map there. As you can see, FeaR, they're almost stuck in their base right now, as that is a free down for the team of FeaR. But Formal, big 2-piece there to regain control and nearly the triple.
Yeah, I mean, that was huge. If he doesn't kill that last guy, that is a cap for the Cursed team. But, you know, right now, FeaR needs to realize they need to just keep pushing. They need to keep pushing the Cursed team back, because if they keep letting them just walk into this base, they're going to get capped. So, you know, I'm actually on board with Complex right now. So he actually might have snuck by the Cursed team. No, one player is going to spot him. He actually probably could have kept going there. You know, he probably could have gotten a cap if he would have kept going, because it looked like Nameless was pretty much going to stare at him throughout that. And, you know, right now I don't like the way this FeaR team is set up. There are 2 lamped in their base. They need to push out.
Normally when they play defensively, it doesn't work out too well for them. And if they really got to try and push it, but that is going to be a 3 down for the Curse team. But Miracle's last one up, he drops 2. So the whole of Curse are now stuck in the base. This is exactly what FeaR needed to be aggressive. They're going to be on the push, hunting for blood, and the Curse team, Dito, middle of the map on my screen, headshot onto Nameless. He needs to try and push up a little bit. That's a useless text grenade by him. But you see Complex also cleaning one up, and now Dito getting another one there. So that's another 3 down for the team of Curse. And they really, every time they push up, they get shut down by the FeaR squad. So now FeaR, they need to capitalize on this. That's something that I've been noticing. They really get up aggressively. They get those important kills, but they don't capitalize on it. They don't get those important moments and those important taps. And that's really going to be the difference between who walks away with this Warhawk Blitz game.
Absolutely. And I mean, you know, Dito's trying to spot 1 on the goal. He puts in shots. He's able to knife Killa. And, you know, right now they got to be a little bit more aggressive. He needs his teammates to get further up with him and just pick up these next 2. And he's able to pick up 2, man. And he is just on a tear this entire pro scrim, and he's trying to knife, maybe get another one. There you go.
No way.
I mean,
he doesn't even need a gun.
This is just silly, dude. I mean, what he is doing to Curse Las Vegas, I mean, this has just been an absurd display by Dito. And, you know, right now, Curse Las Vegas, they're going to need to either overextend or go right back into their base. And right there, a little miscommunication from Formal and Moho on who was going to score. But, you know, right there, you saw them run up 3 caps right there, Doc.
3 caps. That's exactly what they needed. They capitalized on Curse being in a bad situation, and they made the best of it. Dito is 23 for 9 right now. He is, I'm willing to say, he's one of the best Blitz players going around right now. He's been dropping huge numbers, and I want to get on board with him once again. He just got up from the respawn. He's stuck in his base with the rest of his FeaR squad. Of course, Curse, we're on the aggressive side right now. As I'm looking at the kill feed, starting to dominate a little bit now. Now, you need to watch out that they don't let Curse set up a relay there, but big kills there. Complex with a syntax grenade, landing on the Lapa Killer and taking him out. So with a minute left, it's going to be nearly mathematically impossible for the Curse team to come back. But now, Dito, last one alive. He needs to go big for his team and stop the relay from the Curse team.
Yeah, I mean, you know, FeaR just really needs to hold this for another 40 seconds. and they'll be good. And I mean, right there, you actually see they're going to get a cap. And if you're Formal, you should just keep pushing to the other team's base, because if you can get just one more cap and trade caps, I mean, that's pretty much it. But you know, he's able to clean up the 2 guys in his base. I believe you're seeing Moho push into the other team's base. Complex trying to push mid-street. Formal is going to pick that up. So if we can get down to 28 seconds, it will be mathematically impossible. And you know, FeaR is going to win your ProScrim tonight with a map count of 5-1. I am extremely impressed with this FeaR squad tonight.
5-1. Like, normally I'd be like, 5-1, that's a really convincing win. But against Cursed Las Vegas, like a team that finished second in both of the previous 2K series, it's almost unfathomable to believe right there. As I'm just watching them just go off in the final 10 seconds, and I am so impressed with the FeaR squad. I cannot wait to see these guys in the future. And just look at Formal in your kill cam, summing it up. He doesn't even care getting shot from the side. He still takes out the play there and goes to the 2-piece. I'm so excited to see where this FeaR team goes in the future.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's going to be extremely interesting for Philly. I mean, you see Killer going 29-20, going big for Cursed Las Vegas, but I mean, Dito 25-12, Formal 23-26, I believe, with 2 caps. So, you know, congratulations to Team FeaR winning ProScrims tonight. Map count of 5-1, and you know, like you said, I'm extremely impressed with what I've seen from the time in all game modes. You know, their Freight Search and Destroy was a little shaky. I thought they were going to be better on that, but you know, just an overall really convincing performance, especially against such a top team like Cursed Las Vegas. Like you said, they were finished second in the 2K. I mean, they pretty much ran through everybody up until the finals, both of the last 2 weekends. So, you know, I mean, they're definitely no slouch team for FeaR to take out tonight. And congratulations to Team FeaR again.
I didn't think anyone saw this coming. No one actually thought they would win. Like, people thought they would win the Pro Series, but to win it 5-1, it's a shock.
Yeah.
It's a shock to a lot of people. That has got to almost strike fear in the other teams. They got to keep their eye out for this FeaR squad.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I mean, they're going to be one of the teams in UMG in Philly that are going to be, you know, they're definitely going to upset some teams. I will say, with the way FeaR played tonight, they would definitely upset some teams in Philly. So, you know, that is going to be it tonight for ProScrims. Doc, I'd like to thank you again for joining. Always a pleasure, man. Sorry to interrupt your lunch over there.
Yeah, that's all right, guys. Nah, it's all right. It's always a pleasure coming on to do this. Really enjoy it, and I'm really enjoying the quality of matches that we're seeing on the ProScrims. You know, just a good example of what we just saw there. FeaR, incredible shot.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, you know, ProScrims will be back on Thursday with the rebroadcast. I mean, Ron is the man. He will put it up right after this. All the VODs are available on the official MLG COD YouTube channel, so check that out. And we will be back on Thursday for ProScrims at 7 Eastern, guys. So I'll see you there.